Well, it's my great pleasure to welcome to the studio a friend of mine, Keri-Ann Hokianga. Welcome.
Kia ora, Lizzie. Thank you for having me.
Would you like to introduce yourself, my friend?
Yes, I would. Ki te taha o tōku pāpā no manutu ke te tai rāwhiti a hau. Ki te taha o tōku māma no pāmapuria kai taia a hau. Ko au te kai kawe o te rongo pai. All that to say, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're listening. No. On my father's side, I hail from Manutuke, which is 10 minutes outside of Gisborne.
Nice.
On my mother's side, I hail from Pāmapuria, which is 10 minutes out of Kaitaia. And I am a carrier of the gospel, or an evangelist.
Yes, love it. Now, welcome to Sanctuary, because you walked into the studio and you said, I've been on the radio with you quite a few times. And indeed you have.
Yes.
You've also been on my podcast, Where Do You Find God? I really loved that conversation with you. But Sanctuary's a brand new thing since you were in the building. We're about to hit our first birthday.
Oh.
Turning 1 on Valentine's Day.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that
date.
lovely?
Yeah, it is lovely.
The day of Araha.
Oh, kia ora. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So, look, you just explained that you are Māori Evangelist.
Yes, yes.
But what are you doing now? Because you were doing, you fill us in on the details.
So for 5 years, I was partnered with my local diocese and the New Zealand Church Missionary Society. And my full-time role and gig was pretty much to go out of the four walls of the church into Māori communities, where I'm invited to, of course, to share the gospel, which for 5 years I was so blessed to learn. I learned a lot in that space. And was blessed a lot more than me thinking I'm going to be a blessing.
And you came from quite a corporate background, didn't you? I mean, it was a big shift.
Yes, it was. Oh, Lizzie, I thought I was going to be this rich corporate hotshot going over to Australia and climbing the corporate ladder and making it big, which I would have, to be honest, because I'm quite a determined person. But the Lord called me into this role 5 years ago, and through just real dramatic ways. Maybe we need a podcast for that. And I said yes to the Lord. And if I can be honest, I have in my heart, I know this is what I want to do. This is my vocation. This is my purpose, and is to evangelize the gospel in Aotearoa, and specifically into Māori communities. So
good.
I've resigned from my 5 years, and just so that you know and your listeners know, I've had the blessings of my bishop to continue as an ordained minister in the Māori Anglican Church, and I'm fourth generation minister in my family, so that's really important for me. Not only the generational thing, but also just serving God and his people this way. And so I'll continue as a voluntary priest under the area which is called Te Taitokero. That's my diocese. And under the leadership of Bishop Te Kitohi Pikahu. Good man.
Good man. Also on my podcast.
Oh, yes. Oh, very experienced. And I tell you what, I watch him, I listen to him and his experience. And I'm grateful to be able to walk alongside and learn from him too, even from a distance. He doesn't know this, but...
Yeah, he's really wise, isn't he?
Very.
But also really humble. Like, just carries this really, carries a lot of mana. But it's just, I know when I interviewed him for the podcast, I was just sort of standing here going, whoa. Yeah. And also being at Waitangi one year when I saw you. Yeah. And obviously he takes the service. I'm sure he's busy preparing for it now.
Yes, he would be. So he's given me his blessings to continue as a licensed priest under him. Yeah. Which I will. But I'm going to continue evangelizing into Māori communities in particular. But to just make it clear, the reason for the shift is... the space I'm moving into allows me to have the tools to equip and to train up other Māori to do this.
Is this what's happening? Well, this is the thing, right? We take steps, we move into new callings that God calls us to, and then we expand and grow. Yeah. And then it's time to move into something new, that's a platform for you, what's been, but now you're stepping into something new. Yes. Do you not perceive it? Yes, you do.
It's I tell you what, I've got a village behind me praying, and this is what the Spirit of the Lord has been helping me to understand. I might not fully see everything, but I'm trusting and depending on the Lord that He's given me enough to go with after 5 years of doing groundwork out in the communities with Māori, listening to painful things, resistance to the church and Christian faith, which has been a massive learning and will continue to be a massive learning for me.
And probably some hurts in there too, I would imagine.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Especially when I rock on in there with my collar. And I do that purposely. Not to be a bug to anybody, but to begin conversations. And to say, this is the faith that I stand in, and the faith that many of our ancestors actually stood in and believed and followed for themselves. And my job, Lizzie, I believe, is to retell the narrative of the gospel in Aotearoa. Not changing the gospel truth, but reminding people in New Zealand and Aotearoa, especially our Māori, of the historic story of God's movement in the lives of Māori. To the point where we not only were the first hearers of the Christian message here, we believed it after a period of time. You go do your history learning there, but when the power of the Word of God was received by Māori and we believed it for ourselves, not only did we stay within our own places, we moved across the nation and we shared the gospel with each other to the point where we were the ones building the church.
Yeah. As we're heading towards Waitangi, you've got me thinking about Marsden Crossing. Is that the name of it? Give me the name in Te Reo, that area.
Rangihoa.
Rangihoa, yes.
Oihipe.
So I went there this year for the first time, not at Waitangi. In fact, a good friend of mine's moved up to Keri, and she was like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" And she had all these pamphlets lying around. I was like, "Oh, actually, I'd really like to go there."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this place. Yeah, I knew a lot about it. There's a lot of boards around the place, but some of the information that I picked up that there had been a Māori prophet, and he had known, like God had told him that these white men were coming to share the gospel, right? So God was already speaking to his people, tangata whenua, in their language, and preparing them for what was coming.
Yes.
I love that. That history is just beautiful.
It's powerful, eh?
Yeah.
And something that's not always told, well, in the spaces that I've been into, anyway. And when we share these stories with people, especially our Māori, there's this fanning into flames what God had already placed in their hearts. And I'm like, yes. So this year is a focus on equipping and training other Māori evangelists who are called into this vocation.
That's so cool. So if people want to follow you, they want to find out more about you, like this is just a little conversation. You got to get yourself on socials and websites and things. Girl.
I do. I actually only have I only have my personal Facebook page and Instagram.
Well, we'll get something sorted so we can direct people to you. But how about you come back in?
Yeah,
how about you come back in the future and we can catch up and we can continue this conversation.
Yes.
And hear what's happening, hear what God's doing, and be really awesome.
That sounds good. Thank you so much for having me, Lizzie.
Keri-Ann Hokianga, thank you so much for your time today.
Kia ora.